Hello Mutzy Beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be testing out a brand new palette from Colourpop. This is the Butterfly Effect eyeshadow palette. So this was $40. It has 24 individual panned eyeshadows in this palette, and I saw it on Trend Mood and I was like, I need that in my life. Don't even care how many palettes I have, I need it. So this is what the palette looks like, and I'm wearing lipstick and lip gloss for the first time in a very long time. So if I do this a lot, it's fine. So here is what the palette looks like. It's got really, really pretty details. So I've never had such a beautiful, like, it's kind of like a Z palette if you think about it. But it has a butterfly on the front. It says Colourpop on the side. And then it has all these like pretty gold little details, like outlining the flowers on the palette, has glitter and sparkles on it. It's just so pretty. And then the back is the same. So it has like gold accents and sparkles up here and down here and on the flower. It's just so pretty. So I really, really love this palette so far. I haven't opened it, haven't swatched it, haven't used it, anything like that. But if you guys are interested in this video and you like me doing reviews of new products, then be sure to let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So let's go ahead and hop into the palette. Like I said, this was $40. And on the inside, this is what it looks like. It says Colourpop on it. I do wish that it had the name on it somewhere because it really just doesn't. It's just like, that's it. So here is what the inside of the palette looks like. When I saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, I could use this for so many things. So these two rows right here on the side are like beautiful, warm, rich browns, taupes, like beautiful transition shades and shimmers. And it just reminded me a lot of like Makeup Geek shadows. But I just thought that these two rows and this even third row right here, like half the palette is warms and rich tones. And then the other half of the palette are these beautiful purple and pink shades. This side has a little bit more like of that purple, pink butterfly type of vibe. So I really, really like the way that this palette looks. I love the way that it's formulated. I love that it comes with so many different eyeshadows. You can do so many looks with this. Looks like there's 9 matte shades in this palette, and then there's 5 mattes with glitter in it, and then there's 8 metallic shades and then 2 glitters right in the center right there. So again, here is what the palette looks like. Beautiful shades. So excited to swatch these, try them on my eyes. Actually, I've never used Colourpop individual pan eyeshadows before. Only like their palettes that come in a palette, not like a Z palette type of deal. So let's scoot a little bit closer. We can get to testing these on the eyes. Then I do want to do like a little swatch party down my arm so I can show you all of the shades, even if I don't use all of them. And if you guys are curious what's on my lips right now, I'm wearing the Ulta Beauty Velvet Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Serenity. And then I also put the Marc Jacobs High Shine Gloss in the shade Skin Deep, I believe is what it's called, but it's these two products right here. Here's a close-up of the palette, just so you guys can see it a little bit better. I love that they split the palette between warms and cool tone shades. You can just do so much with this palette. And I actually think I'm gonna go kind of bold. I don't know if I'm gonna use a whole lot of the warm shades. I'm thinking that I might want to do like kind of a cool tone look today, which is very different for me. Normally I always do warm toned. But you know what? It's a new year. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm doing things that scare me because growth. I think what I'm going to do is start out with a light tan shade in the crease. So I think I'm going to take this shade right here and put this in the crease just to act as like little bit of a neutral shade. I already have some concealer on my lid. So far it's blending really nice. I have had 0 issues with any other Colourpop palettes that I have. I actually just recently bought the Night Owl palette and I love that palette. If you missed it, I did a video comparing it to the Urban Decay Honey palette. Spoiler alert, it was basically the same, had very similar shades, very similar formula. So I really, really love Colourpop as a brand. I would say I probably have the most things from that brand than any other brand. Like if I looked at my collection, most of the things that I have are probably Colourpop. I really love how neutral the shade is. It's not super warm. It's just kind of like a light tan shade. I will say this does not have a black, but it does have a dark purple on the end right here, and then it does have a cream shade to set your lid. So that's nice. I love when a palette gives you both options, you know. I think I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush and start taking, let's go in with this one. It's a purple right here, and it's like a light lilac kind of shade. I'm gonna start like putting this in the crease. Hopefully this doesn't make it look super muddy, because sometimes when you mix warm and cool tone shades, it can do that. I also had to schedule doing this video on a day that I did not have work, because I'm like, there is no way I'm gonna wear a bright purple look to work. I could probably wear something like this and with a neutral lid shade and be fine, but I wanted to not limit myself and be able to be a little bit more creative with this palette. That's blending out really nicely. I love the light purple tone that it's bringing to the lid. Blended very similarly to the first shade. I think I'm gonna take a packing brush. This is the MAC 217. I think I'm gonna take maybe this purple down here and start building that up kind of in like the outer V area. I love purple looks. I just never wear them very often, but I do love a good purple look because it really makes my green eyes pop. This might be a very simple look. I don't really know yet. I think what I want to do is use this shade all over the lid with a pop of this in the inner part of my eye and this like kind of tapped on top. It's like a really pretty glitter, like a pressed glitter that has purples and turquoise in them. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take my finger, take that purple shade. All right, that took no time at all. Very pigmented, super pretty. It's kind of like a light purple. So then I'm gonna take the shade above it. It's kind of like a very, very light lilac pink shade. Put that on the inner part of my eye. This is really looking so cool. I'm gonna have glitter all over my face. I shouldn't have done the rest of my makeup first, but it's fine. Okay, I really love how it's looking so far. Think I need a dab of this. I really wanna see what this glitter looks like. Now, Colourpop does come with a disclaimer. Their pressed glitters are not meant for the eyeballs, and you could get them in your eyeball, and it's a whole thing. So only use it if you are comfortable, but the thing is they only put a handful of them into an eyeshadow palette, so you don't have to use them if you don't want to, but I'm gonna use this one. Just tapping it. Could you imagine me showing up to work like this? No. Let's look at the lower lash line. Could I do a warmer lower lash line? We'll see. I think I'm gonna take a brush like this. It's a little definer brush, and take this really warm chocolatey shade at the bottom of the palette and start working this up to like really closely to my lower lash line. Guys, this shade is calling my name too. It's like a pretty coppery shade with gold glitters in it. Colourpop just does it right, and they're so affordable. I know that this palette was 40 bucks. I feel like it's kind of a lot for a palette from Colourpop, but at the same time, you get 24 shades in here. I feel like you really are get your money's worth when you buy from Colourpop. Then I'm gonna take a pencil brush, maybe this shade right here, and buff that for my lower lash line. Just kind of like smoke out the bottom part. It's different. I don't think I've ever done a look like this where I have like cool tone on the top and warm on the bottom. I think I'm going to take maybe this gold shade right here. We're gonna see how this goes. Okay, that's something. All right, let's go ahead, add some mascara, and I'm going to use the LA Girl Glide On Gel Liner in the shade Brown. I really feel like a fairy. All right, guys, so I'm back. This is the finished look. I gotta say, I love it. It came together so quick. Like, I know that I used a whole bunch of colors, but you know what? Like, I am shocked at how beautiful these blended, how pigmented they all were. Like, it was just such an easy, colorful look to do, and I'm in love with this glitter top coat. This is a palette that if you use the pressed glitters, I like just expect that you will wake up with glitter on your face the next day. even if you like scrubbed your face, because this is just gonna stay. I really love all of them. Like I like the warm tone shades. I love the cool tone shades. Don't have a lot of palettes with a whole bunch of purple shades like this, so I love that. So I think that that is part of what makes this palette super unique, because I have lots of palettes with stuff like this, but not so much with this. And it's all in one. I could travel with it. It's pretty small. So, I mean, in comparison to like giant Z palette. Really love that, and I love the packaging. Everything about it I really, really like. If you're thinking about getting this and you see it and you're like, I don't know, definitely pick it up. It's so pretty, so unique, so different, and I just can't recommend it enough. So let's go ahead and do some arm swatching real fast. I'm just gonna start and go down the line. I'm gonna go first row. So this is the very first shade. Ooh, so pretty. That is the first shade right there. Let's go the second shade. There's that shade. Third shade over is a really, whoa, look at that. So then that is the third shade over. So pretty and metallic. Fourth shade over is the pressed purple glitter that's all over my lid. Here that is. That is so fun. You could wear that to so many different like parties, and just so pretty. Next shade over is the one that I used in my inner part of my eye. Here's that one. So like ethereal. That's what this palette reminds me of. And then last shade in the row is, I would say this is probably like a dull shade. It's kind of like a light gray purple that this one just seems okay, but that's that shade right there. So that is the first row shades from the palette. Second row down, this is the gold shade that I have in my inner corner. So pretty, look at that shade. Oh, that has like purples in it. That is so pretty. And then second row over is the deep chocolate shade. I didn't use this one. By the way, all of these feel very soft. There's that shade right there. Next one over is the pressed gold glitter that I did not use. That looks amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow, that blows me away. Look at that. Then this is the lavender, light lavender shade I started with in my crease. This one I feel like you have to build up a little bit, just because of the uniqueness of the shade. We have the purple shade that is all over my lid towards the end, like towards my outer V. There's that shade. That is so pigmented. Then last shade in the row is kind of like a dark plum metallic shade. That would be very pretty. Row 2 from the palette. Look at this arm. Let's go third row down in the palette. We're gonna start with this pretty shade. I think this is the shade I used to blend out my lower lash line with a pencil brush. Oh, so pretty. It's almost like coppery, that shade. We have a dark metallic bronze shade. That is so pigmented. Oh my gosh. Then we have a light yellow matte, which would have been nice if I did like a warm look. That's very pretty. I love the mustard yellow. You can make a look just with those shades. You have the dark purple shade. I don't know if I used this one. I don't think I did. Here's that one. Then we have a dark, it is a brown with gold glitters in it. Whoa, that is so cool. Look at that. I hope you guys can see that, but it has purple and gold glitters in that shade. I love that shade. Then last one in the palette, I believe I used this matte purple shade. There is that row, third row in the palette. Now, last row in the palette, this is a copper matte with a little bit of gold glitter in it. These mattes with glitter are so pretty. Look at that. Then we have the rich brown that I used with a little packing, what is that called? A definer brush on my lower lash line. So pigmented. Third one is another neutral matte, like taupe brown shade. Here's that one right there. Then we have just kind of like, to me, a little bit of a boring color. It's like a gray, another gray purple shade. It's matte. And it's like, this one's not as pigmented. That is the shade right there. Then we have a beautiful dark brown purple. Somehow they've made that shade. Whoa, that is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, so unique. Like, that is just a very unique color. Then last one is the dark plum matte shade in the palette. Mostly all of these I went in with one swatch. There are like the purple gray shades and the really strong like purple mattes I've had to go in twice, but the rest of these shades I have only dipped in once. So that is the 4th row in the palette. All right, guys, that is basically the end of the video. I just want to say I love this palette. I will definitely continue to keep using it. I love the way that most of these swatched. I would say like this one is kind of a dud to me. This one up here in the corner. And then these lilac matte shades, I did have to build up a little bit, but they were still very nice, very pigmented. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want me to see more like upcoming new releases, let me know what kinds of things you would like me to review in the future. Leave that down in the comments. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.